This is lesson 7. We're going to round to the thousands place using multi-digit numbers. That means more than one. We'll go more than 4 and 5. So to get started, we want to look at what is the midpoint. This is something you did in 3rd grade, so you should be able to figure it out fairly quickly. So we're just going to review. We're going to look right here. What is in the middle of 10 and 20? What goes right in the middle there? Means the same amount that you'd have to count from 10 or count back from 20. Let's see if you said the right answer. 15. Okay? It's 5 from 10 to 15 and 5 from 15 to 20. So it's in the middle. All right? So let's look at 1,000 and 2,000. An easier way to look at it would be to ask yourself how many hundreds are in that number. I'm going to show you on the place value chart. Don't look at the top numbers there. I need them later. But look right here. I know if you look at the place value chart, you'll say, well, there's 0 hundreds. But remember that everything to the left can still be considered hundreds. Okay? Or if I was asking you thousands, like right here, if we're looking at this number, even though I told you not to, there's 0 thousands, but this whole area here are the thousands. So I can look at that and say, oh, there's 100 thousands there. If I'm looking at hundreds, look at every digit before, including the hundreds and before, and that's how many hundreds there are. So do you see that in 1,000 there are 10 hundreds? How many hundreds are in 2,000? See if you can say it before I show you. 20. Okay, so when we go back to midpoint and we're saying, well, what's the difference between, or the midpoint between 1,000 and 2,000? Ask yourself, what's the midpoint of 10 hundreds and 20 hundreds? Well, it would be 15 hundreds. Even though we write the number like this, we say, that's 1,500. Right here, I have 1,500. Right? What about this number? 31,000 and 32,000. Ask yourself how many hundreds are in there. If you look, the digit in the hundreds place is 0. But that would give us 320 and 310. Well, what would be in the middle of that? What's in the middle of 10 and 20? 15. So then the midpoint of 310 and 320 is 315. And then since we're using thousands, we just add the thousands. Okay? Try this one. 831,000 and 832,000. What is the midpoint? What comes right in the middle of those? You can do the hundreds. I would give you how many hundreds? It would give you 8,310 and 8,320 hundreds. You can also look just at the end there. Between 20 and 10, the midpoint between 10 and 20 is 15. So just leave these other digits there. 831500. What's our middle point? 831,500. Remember on the video, if it's ever going too fast, and it will, I won't give you time on the video to work on things. Just push pause, figure it out, push play, and check it with my answer. All right, do the last one. 264,000 and 265,000. What's it midway between that? Pause it to figure it out if you can, if you need the time. Maybe check how many hundreds you have. Look at those last digits. Okay, between 40 and 50. What's the midpoint of that? It would be 45. Keep Keep your other digits where they go. It'd be 264,500 is the midpoint. All right. Now, well, let's look at this last one real quick, since I showed it to you before. 99,000 and 100,000. I didn't do it on the vertical number line. I just wanted you to be able to look at them here. What comes in between that? How many hundreds do you have? 990 and 1,000. So almost think of it if you were counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20. You'd have a long way to count to get up to 990. But if you're counting by fives at 90, 90, 95, 100. So it'd be 990, 995, 1,000. And that's the midpoint. All right, well, now we're going to use the midpoint to round. Rounding is where we have a place value. We're going to use the thousands place today. And you say, what 1,000 is it closest to? All right, so we're going to look right here. 4,100. You should either have a paper that has some of these vertical number lines on it that you can use. Otherwise, pause and draw these ones and write the numbers I have below them. Each one is a different one we'll work on. So look at 4,100. How many thousands does it have? 4. So we put 4,000 on the bottom, and then you ask yourself, what's 1,000 more than that? 1,000 more than 4,000 is 5,000. Okay? And then ask yourself, what's the middle point? What's the middle point between 40 and 50? You already know that. It's 45. So it's 4,500 is the middle point. Then you look at it and say, where would I put this on the number line? 4,100. Well, this is 4,000, 4,500, 5,000. If you can't look at it and just know where you would put it, then make some lines. This is 40 hundreds, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Each line that you drew is one more hundred. So we have 4,000, 4,100 would go right here. So ask yourself, is that closer to 4,000 or to 5,000? You can easily see it's closest to 4,000 there. It's below the midpoint. So if it's below the midpoint, and then it goes down. It goes to the lower number. So we would round 4,100 to 4,000. All right? I want you to try 4,500. How many thousand does it have? It has 4,000. You're going to write that right here. And then one more thousand would be 5,000. I want you to pause the video and I want you to figure out, where does 4,700 fit? And draw a line for that. If you haven't already, because I didn't tell you, write in your midpoint. And that will help you it will make it easier to find where this 4,700 goes. Okay? That goes about up here. Now, is 4,700 closer to 4,000 or 5,000? You can see that it's closer to 5,000. So we would round 4,700 to the nearest thousand, which is 5,000. Okay, let's try this one. 14,500. How many thousands does it have? It has 14,000. What's 1,000 more than that? 15,000. What's the midpoint? 14,500. Now our number is 14,500, so we don't have to put it on there. It's right here. Is 14,500 closer to 14,000 or 15,000? It's neither, because it's right in the middle. That's what you've been finding is midpoint. So whenever you're right at the middle, it always goes up. Okay, so if it's at the middle or closer to the higher number, it goes up. So we would round 14,500 to the nearest thousand, which is 15,000. Okay, I want you to pause the video and do these next ones. I erased some of this. Write these last two on here, and I want you to try it. These ones have more digits, but they also have not ending in 100 with 00. Okay, so figure out how many thousand you have. Write that on the bottom line. Write 1,000 more on the top line. Write a middle line and your midway point. Okay, I want you to do at least that much. If you can, I want you to draw where each of these digits go on the vertical number line. And then I want you to decide which thousand would we round it to. Would we round it to the lower one or to the bigger one? Okay, I'm going to write them down. You can push pause and figure it out. Did you figure it out? Let's check it out and see. 41,990. We know it has 41,000. One more than that is 42,000. Midway is 41,500. And this is where it might have gotten tricky for you. Where do you put this number? 41,990. Well, we're going by hundreds, right? Just like this before. 41,000, 41,100, 200, 300, 400. Remember those little lines? 41,500. And then it would be 41,600, 700, 800, 900. Even though it has this extra 90 on it, 41,990. Is that closer to 41,000 or 42,000? It's closer to 42,000. So we say 41,990 rounded to the nearest thousand is 42,000. Okay, let's try this one. 14,345. How many thousand does it have? 14,000. One more than that is 15,000. The midpoint is 14,500. And where does it go? Just like before, 14,100, 200, 300, 400, 500. This is 14,345. So it goes right there for 14,300. And then up here would be 14,500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Okay? So what is this number closest to? 14,000 or 15,000? And you can see it's below the midpoint, so it's closest to 14,000. I want you to take your practice sheet or your problem set, and you're going to work on these problems. Now, if you know what you're doing and you can read all of the word problems to yourself, then you're free to stop the video and work on it on your own. I'm going to keep going. If you need help, you need to make sure that you're pausing when I say pause, and I won't be doing all of them. I'll only do a couple of them, and then you'll need to finish the others. I will read all of the problems on the back. So if you know that you need that help, keep watching. If you don't need that help, then go ahead and stop the video. Make sure if you need help as you're going through it, or you can't remember tomorrow, make sure that you fix it, that sorry, I'm trying to change this around, that you rewatch the video. Yikes. it's not going to let me change in the middle. So I'm going to have to show it to you like this maybe. That's not very good. Okay. Well, we're going to stop for a minute. I'm going to stop this video and there'll be a second video to go over the problem set, because this won't work very well to do it that way. All right, so stop this video if you need help with the problem set, then find the second video for it.